Welcome back to YIG TV. Today we're starting off with a new segment called Elevator Talk.
Why did the football coach go to the bank? He wanted to get his quarterback.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Well, I think the chicken crossed the road because he was capable of doing it.
I forgot what the answer to the.
He wanted his quarterback. Knee slapper!
Next, we're going to take a look at the climate change strike.
Today we are at the Capitol interviewing the Minnesota Youth Climate Strike Organization about today's protest and what they believe in and what they are striking for.
My name is Audrey Arquin. I am from here in St. Paul. I go to Central High School. So I really started working with Minnesota Youth Climate Strike after I attended the COP23 climate conference in Bonn, Germany. And that experience was a really big one for me. I was there as a delegate from Climate Generation, and the big thing that I noticed is there was very little youth representation. I was one of the only delegates in the entire conference from middle school, and there were very few even high school delegates. People that are in opposition, you really have to know that this is an issue that is, one, affecting communities that are not able to respond to it, affecting those frontline communities, affecting communities of color, and affecting communities that are lower income. And then from there, we have to say, we need to stand up for these communities. We need to show that this is an important issue.
I think one of the cool things about the Youth Climate Strike is that we've never played around with like, oh, well, maybe this is a more winnable thing, so we'll ignore what really needs to happen or whatever. We say it like it is. We talk about the crisis as a crisis, and our demands line up with a crisis. So if it's going to take something, we're going to advocate for it. We're never going to say, well, that's just not going to happen, because our lives are at stake, and we don't really care what politicians think is politically possible.
Another big part of this movement is, like she said, we have our demands, but we also make sure that they hear us. We don't just do it once and call it a night. No, we come back, and we come back 10 times harder as we came before, and we make sure that our voices are heard loud and simple and clear.
The Minnesota Climate Strike Organization emphasizes the need for action involving global climate change through persistence and dedication in their protests. If you want more information, visit their Instagram at @MNClimateStrike.
Then we decided to play a little game. Can you guess the governor?
Today we had the privilege of walking around the hotel and asking people if they could tell the difference between the two pictures. We asked them, who is the governor? No. It's gonna be okay.
That one.
You think it's this one, and you think it's this one? What do you think?
No, it's definitely that one. It's that one, for sure. For sure. That one.
It's this one. Congrats, ladies. Hey! Congrats. Here we go. Yes, that was so good. No. Thank you for your time.
The one on the right?
This one? What? Or this one?
All right.
This one?
No. It's not?
No, this is the governor.
I told you.
Who is the governor?
This one.
No.
No?
No.
All right.
Thank you. What do you think? No. What do you think? You are right, and I'm so sorry, but you're not right. But it's going to be okay. You're going to get through it. Okay. Even though telling the difference was difficult, we have the governor and lieutenant governor to thank for an awesome model assembly weekend.
Then a delegate decided to share their story about conversion therapy.
Amongst all the bills discussed yesterday at the Capitol, none gained as much attention as the transition therapy bill. This bill, which was written by Louise Wynn, would ban the practice of conversion therapy in the state of Minnesota.
As of now, there's 700,000 people that have gone through conversion therapy practices, so this issue affects a lot of people. I felt like that's a pretty important thing that people should know about.
The bill sparked debate in the House chambers, with delegates both for and against the bill. We got a chance to hear from Cade Hansen, who was against the bill, and he explained why he was against this bill.
An understanding of natural law is what lead me to those. So I'd be looking at the environment, looking at philosophy, looking at what the human person is in a purely secular way, and also understanding the constitutional right of people to practice their own religion and to have bodily autonomy. It was certainly a nerve-wracking experience to get up to say an unpopular opinion amongst people making snide comments and the social weight. But knowing my own beliefs, I was certainly comfortable in that environment sharing those beliefs.
As the debate continued, Vincent Christensen shared their personal experiences with conversion therapy to the House chamber.
Well, I went through a lot. I come from a very Christian family who have given me a lot of troubles, and I feel like I don't want anyone else to be put through that. And if sharing my story would convince someone to change their vote because they now know that it does affect people and it affects them in a horrible way, then I would be okay with sharing a story that is hard for me to share. I got my first girlfriend when I was probably about 12, and I brought her home, and my grandma, who I live with, was very upset about it, and she decided to talk to the pastor at her church about it, and he recommended conversion therapy.
We also got a chance to hear from Governor David Scheer, courtesy of digital media, about his reaction to the debate in the chamber.
I've seen that topic be brought up to city councils and be brought up to groups of adults my entire life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They've shied away. They've been like, oh, maybe we shouldn't touch it. This is a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Where all of the kids, regardless of what their opinion was, went at it.
Thanks for watching tonight's YIG TV. Tune in tomorrow for the last one.